In the heart of Austria, nestled in a quiet neighborhood in the city of Linz, stands an old house. Built in the 19th century, the building is grand yet unassuming, its worn facade hinting at stories from years past. For decades, it stood abandoned, silent, empty, or so it seemed. In 2003, a glimmer of hope appeared for the dilapidated house. A 50-year-old widow named Maria Steiner moved in. Her husband had recently passed away and she was seeking a fresh start. Life had dealt her a cruel hand, leaving her a widow, and she clung to this new beginning with hope. Maria had found the house through a local newspaper, the ad for it tucked away in the classified section. The price was unbelievably low, so low that it raised eyebrows among her friends. But Maria, burdened by grief and longing for a new chapter, didn't question it. She saw it as a stroke of luck, a fortunate twist of fate in an otherwise gloomy existence. Little did she know that fate had a more sinister plan in store. The whispers started that very first night, faint murmurs that echoed through the empty hallways. At first, Maria dismissed them as figments of her imagination, the echoes of a lonely house playing tricks on her. But the whispers persisted, growing louder, more frequent. They seemed to emanate from the very walls of the house, weaving tales of sorrow and despair. One night, lying in bed, Maria was awoken by the sound of whispers. It was a woman's voice, mournful and ethereal, chanting the same chilling words over and over again. "Return me to my grave, return me to my grave." The whispers seemed to slither through the cracks in the walls, weaving their way into her dreams. As the weeks passed, the whispers were joined by shadows, dark, formless figures that danced across the walls in the corner of her eye. When she turned on the lights, they vanished, leaving her alone in the suffocating darkness. One night, however, the shadows took on a more distinct form. Standing at the edge of her bedroom, bathed in the pale moonlight, was a woman. She was shrouded in a flowing black dress, her face hidden in the shadows. The woman stood silently, her eyes boring into Maria, and then she vanished. Maria, trembling with fear, called the police. They searched the house, but of course found no trace of the woman. They chalked it up to an overactive imagination, a byproduct of living in an old, isolated house. But Maria knew what she had seen. The sightings continued, the whispers grew louder, and the house itself seemed to be closing in on her. Driven to the edge, Maria decided to flee. She left the house as quickly as she had moved in, never to return. News of the haunted house spread like wildfire, drawing the attention of many. Some dismissed it as an old wives' tale, while others, wide-eyed, whispered about the house in hushed tones. Soon, a group of paranormal investigators decided to take up the case. Armed with cameras and equipped with an arsenal of ghost-hunting gadgets, they descended upon the house. They explored every nook and cranny, hoping to capture some tangible evidence of the supernatural. Their investigation uncovered a secret, a hidden trapdoor in the basement. Beneath the concrete floor, they discovered a layer of earth. Driven by curiosity and a thirst for answers, they dug further. What they found was both shocking and tragic. A woman's skeleton lay buried beneath the floorboards. The bones were carefully examined, and forensics experts determined that the skeleton belonged to a woman who lived during the late 19th century. Further research into local records revealed the woman's identity. Her name was Margarethe Nittel, and she had been a maid for the family who originally owned the house. The pieces of the puzzle started to fit together. The year before her disappearance, it was revealed that Margarethe was pregnant. The father was none other than the master of the house, but he denied paternity. When Margarethe was found, she was laid to rest in a nearby cemetery. A small paper was found near her remains, a piece of bread with a Latin curse written on it. The curse, an eerie echo from the past, seemed to place a curse on anyone who dared disturb the girl's eternal rest. As the news of the discovery spread, the town was gripped by a wave of unease. The house, once a symbol of mystery, now stood as a grim reminder of the town's dark past. To this day, the house in Linz serves as a chilling reminder of the town's haunting past, and the story of Margarethe Knittel continues to be whispered in hushed tones, a tale of love, loss, and a desperate bid for justice from beyond the grave. One of the lead detectives who worked on the case stated that he believed the house might have played a role in the discovery. He claimed that it didn't want to reveal its secrets until it was ready.